everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all okay. I am finally getting around to doing my nails, finally. Look how much growth we have. If I could have a fresh set of nails on every like 5 to 7 days, I would love that. But I don't have time for that. It is not possible. So I've grabbed my duster, what's it called? Extractor, fan thing, magic, and my nail drill, and I'm just going to remove everything, take all the polish off and remove all of that bulk, and just try and neaten it up like where the product ends and my natural nail begins. Make sure it's nice and flush with that, ready for building up the next nail with, I'm going to use polygel. Now I tried to find, I brought to try ℙ𝕆𝕻𝔼𝕻's polygel, and I've tried it once, absolutely fell in love with it, and now I can't find it. So I've had to use my carts, which I love anyway, it's amazing. But I really wanted to try use the ℙ𝕆𝕻𝔼𝕻 one again, but I can't find it. So I'm taking this off with around 20 to 25,000 RPMs with my drill. If you're interested in the bit that I'm using, I will try and link it down below for you. I absolutely love it because you can get really close to the cuticle. It's great for after you've built your nail and you want to neaten up around the cuticle. It's really good for that. It really good for taking off the bulk and everything. But yeah, always reach for this one, no matter what. But let's speed it up a little bit, shall we? Because I'm sure this is boring as hell for you. So I will do all of my other nails, and I'll do my right hand as well, but I'll probably do it off camera. I think I need to put my phone on airplane mode or something, because people just like to talk to me while I am doing a voiceover. Ignore that finger. We'd had curry that night, and when I was picking up the turmeric, it decided to stain all of my nail. My daughter had a brand new pair of white jeans on the one time, and we made some like turmeric potatoes, roast potatoes, and yeah, ruined the jeans instantly. It took about 5 different washes and 5 different methods to try and get most of the stain out, but it has kind of come out. There's just like a very faint mark. It is what it is, I suppose, you know, things happen. I've grabbed a cuticle bit and I absolutely love it because it pushes back all of my cuticles. I don't need to really use, unless there's like a lot of growth on the cuticles, I won't use the pusher anymore. I'll just grab for this, and it just lifts it away from the nail plate, removes any that's like really sticking on there, and it pushes them back at the same time as well. I love it, absolutely love it. And same again, I'm going to do that to every single nail on my right hand as well. Now, because I go away, so we go away on we're gone for the last week of July, I have prepared some videos and stuff ready. I'm just about to voice over them and upload them, schedule them ready for while we're away, so I don't have to mess around with uploading while I'm on holiday basically. So if I don't answer your questions or reply to your comments or anything, please don't be offended. It's just I'm having the time of my life. First holiday in like 10 years, so I will be enjoying it and most likely staying away from any kind of like social media platform. So I have grabbed my cart's polygel, clear polygel, and I'm just going to prepare the little bit of natural nail that is actually there with some primer and dehydrator, then primer, then I'll apply a base coat, give that a cure, and then we'll go in with the polygel. Talking about questions and comments, I'm thinking about doing a little Q&A. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments on this video or any other video that you've watched from here on, and I'll make a little community post asking the same thing. Drop your comments in that, and then hopefully when I'm back from holiday, and if we have enough questions, we'll do a little sit down and a chat together, face to face. How about that? Very nervous for that. I've already told you this before, but yeah, and if you think it's a silly question, it really, really isn't. There's people out there that are thinking the same thing as you, questioning the same thing, but they just haven't got the courage to ask it, and no question is silly, it really isn't. So please don't be afraid to ask what you think is a silly question, because it isn't. It isn't a silly question. This is how we learn. You will never know the answer unless you ask those questions. And it can be about anything as well. It doesn't have to just be about nails. It can be about fibromyalgia. It can be about homeschooling, cooking, anything. I don't know. Anything that I think I've talked about before and you've got a question about, I suppose. Anything. Well, back to the nails for now. I've put some polygel on my nail and I've grabbed like an application brush. This is one of those dual end ones where there's a cap on each end, you remove one, it's like a spatula or a little palette knife, and then the other end is the brush. So I've dipped the brush in some isopropyl alcohol. If you've got slip solution, it's basically the same thing. A lot of companies as well use, they'll give you like a bottle of base coat and they'll say it's a base coat, it's slip solution, it's a top coat. So you can use base coat as well, just an FYI. But when it comes to working with polygel, you want to keep that brush nice and wet and just really gentle. You don't have to put any pressure on really at all. It kind of just moves where you want it to move. That's what I like about gel. Like acrylic, I love acrylic. It just doesn't love me. I think that's the problem. It just doesn't like me. But yeah, gel, absolutely love gel. Builder gel, polygel, all that jazz. Love it. So I just want to make sure that the brush kind of sits, you want to angle it towards the cuticle and then gently pat and press and pull and brush. But you still want to create the apex at the same time, so you're putting more pressure around the cuticle and around the sides and less on the top, but you kind of want to blend it all in so that that middle bit where the apex is obviously going to be higher, and then you want to make sure if you look down, so I've still got a few little bumpy bits, that it's not completely smooth, but that's fine as well. This can be as thick as possible. If that's how it's going on for you, that's absolutely fine, because we've got to file it anyway. It's just that if you can get it as precise as possible in the application process, you've got a lot less filing to do at the very end once it's all cured. So if your application is quite thick, quite chunky, it's fine. You'll get the hang of it eventually. As long as you're filing it okay at the end, then it's fine. If it looks good as the final product, then who cares? Who cares how chunky the application is? So I've done the rest of the nails and I haven't done my right hand yet, but I'm going to do it off camera. I've already done it apparently. So I've grabbed XOXO. I think I've used this so many times now. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Definitely my new favourite nude gel polish ever. So this is from ℙ𝕆𝔻𝕋𝕊 and you can save 30% using my code LittleNailRoom30. I'll leave that somewhere on the screen and in the description box down below as well. So I end up doing 2 coats. I always start with my thumb first because of how it goes in the lamp. I like to do thumb first, put that in the lamp on its own, like you've made a fist but you've kept your thumb out, put the thumb straight in, because when you do all of them together, like the thumb and all 4 fingers, and then you put your hand in, the thumb's at its side and the light can't really hit it as much as it can as if you were putting it in straight, if that makes sense. So I've done 2 coats on all of my nails. Then I've wiped over the sticky layer, I've buffed them and I've grabbed, so this is going to be for my thumb, this is Meet Me in New York. So I've grabbed a sponge, put a little bit of that and a little bit of XOXO so that they can blend together really nicely, and we're going to create like, you know, like the boomer nails, but instead of white we're going to do some gorgeous colours. I actually chose So I've chopped out quite a lot of the original recording. I should have kept it in, but I'll just explain to you. It would have been far too long if I'd kept it in. I grabbed, you know, the neon art gel paints that they brought out last year, like the ultra pink, the hot coral, dynamic blue, glow orange, electric yellow and vivid green. I grabbed them and I tried to do a blend with those on all of my nails, and I just couldn't do it at all. And I ended up curing every single one, thinking it'll get better, it'll just get better, I'll figure it out. And it never got better. So I ended up looking at them and I was like, I hate this, actually hate this. And it took me about 2 days to finally be somewhat happy with how these have turned out. So this one is New York Blue on my index finger, but I still haven't done my right hand, and I'm looking at my left hand, the one that I've done, and it's Tuesday today. It's actually my birthday today. I'm doing bloody voiceovers. So I did these, I think it was Friday. I removed the polish and the bulk and then built them up, and then Saturday I started on the decorating, like adding the polish, and it got to about 10 o'clock at night and I really wasn't happy with the gel paints, how they were blending. So I ended up removing them all, and I just took it down back to the XOXO nude polish that was on there and started again with these gel polishes. So we've got, let's start again. Thumb, Meet Me in New York. Index finger, New York Blue. Then on the middle finger we've got Yellow Cab. Then on the ring finger we have I Love New York. And then for the pinky we're going to have the big apple. And the powder that I'm pouring on is just some clear acrylic, because I feel like it helps. You know, sometimes when you're doing an ombre or you're sponging on, it's mainly when you're sponging, the colour isn't as vibrant. Oh yeah, I dropped it in the bloody acrylic, didn't I? The colour isn't as vibrant. So on that first coat, before you cure it, sprinkle some acrylic powder on, give it a cure, dust it off. Then when you go in with that second coat, because I'm not sure why, I really don't know why, but the acrylic powder gives it some kind of base and sucks it up, so that that second coat is really, really vibrant. It's perfect. So that is why I use the acrylic powder instead of doing like 5 or 6 bloody dabs of the sponge, curing in between each one. You only need 2 coats still. So I've grabbed the white gel paint and I'm going to do some hibiscus nails, some hibiscus flowers, sorry. So I've done 1.5 on my thumb, 1.5 on my ring finger, and then 1 on each other finger. But like I was saying, I'm looking at them, and because I haven't done my right hand, I've got another idea in my head that I think I might possibly do. So if I do it, I will probably most definitely post on YouTube like a community tab thing with like the updated design. Possibly post on Instagram. But yeah, it's just, like I said, it's just in my head. But it also means filing away some of the design that I've already done on my left hand. And it already took me 2 bloody days to do. So I don't know whether I can be arsed, really. Whether I want to do that again. I think that's why I'm not liking the design as much as I probably would have. If I just could have done it with those gel paints and it worked out first time, I probably would have really, really liked this, but it stressed me out and it did my head in. And because I had to file most of it away and start again when I was really, really tired, and yeah, I think that's why I'm not enjoying it as much as I should. But for hibiscus nails, you want to get a dotting tool and create like a Mickey Mouse head, but his head would be at the top and the ears at the bottom, if that makes sense. And then you just want to drag the gel polish, the gel paint towards the centre. So they always have 5 petals, and then from the centre a nice bowed line, and then just a few dots at the end of it, and give it a cure. Oh, and guess what? I might post that as well. My oldest daughter, I was saying, like, she's a nail biter and she's kept nails on for ages now. It's been 3 weeks and she hasn't bitten her nails. I'm so proud of her, and she's so proud of herself. We did a new design on her nails last night. So she had the shape that I have now, but shorter, for the first ever. And I've been doing them every week, like once a week, remove the polish. So she's always got something new and something fun and something fresh, so that she's more wanting to look after them. And it's worked. But last night we decided to obviously shorten them because they were getting quite long. So we removed some of the length, and then we changed the shape as well. We did a coffin instead of an almond. And yeah, I'll try and take some pictures of the first, second and then third last night, the designs that she has chosen, and I'll post them on my community tab again, probably on Instagram again. But yeah, so if you're interested in that, because I know a few of you, I was talking to a few of you about like some ideas on how to get her to stop biting the nails, and I was saying, like, we've tried so much, but I think a combination of being out of school and being homeschooled, she's less stressed, and I think that's helped a lot. And we are done. Anyway, like I said, not 100% happy. I do like them. It is a really nice design. Don't think I'll be wearing this for my holiday. I think I might change it up and shorten them slightly as well. They're getting a bit long. But let me know what you think. Do you like the colours? If I post like the comparison, like what it looks like now, and then jazz them up a little bit, do what I've got in my head, and then I'll post like a side by side. Let me know which one is going to be your favourite. But yeah, thanks so much for watching and listening to me rabbit on. I haven't shut up for 17 minutes. I think that's a record. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate you all, and I hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and leave me a comment. Thanks guys, bye.